Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SKTV. My name is Sekou Kene. Today we are having some issues with the radio station. Hopefully, they will get it resolved as soon as possible. But yes, it's good to be here. I want to welcome all of you. I want to actually admonish all of you to share the show so we can get this conversation started. Today we are going to be discussing Liberia as always, especially Liberian politics. The question of the day is, do you think change is necessary or you prefer keeping the status quo? Do you like the way the country being actually run by the people who are running it, or you would prefer change? Do you think we should do things differently from the way we're doing it right now as a country? Do you think we should keep the current leaders, the decision makers of today? Do you think they are doing well? Liberia got her independence since 1847. Up to where we are, nothing seems to be changing. Everything just, bad. No improvement whatsoever. So do you think change is necessary? Or you think we should actually keep the status quo? That is the topic for today. I don't know what you think. And I'm not going to actually give you my opinion. I will allow everybody to tell us exactly how they feel. Do you think change is necessary? I don't know. For some reason, it looks like something happened with... What is going on here? Okay. What is going on here? Somebody might have changed something. Yeah, my people, y'all share the show. Share the show. Let's start this conversation. Yeah, what is going on? Okay, I got it. I think they changed some stuff on the... Yeah, but let's share the show. Let's share the show so we can get this thing going as soon as possible. Share the show, everybody. Let's do this, man. Let's do this.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Monitor people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The brothers giving us here and the parents of them. The welcome and life without fear.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Play police who make on you. I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask say my jamo. And yes, I know money. The more I get you. And you love me. The more I get you. What is that?
SKTV, the best in Liberia.
What did I say?
SKTV, the best in Africa.
What did I say?
SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia.
What did I say?
Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
SKTV, the best in Liberia.
What did I say?
SKTV, the best in Africa.
What did I say?
SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. survivor, lopa, and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Maggie B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise from them. To work with my life without fear.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Cleverly, so make you I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And yes, I know money, and more I yo. And you love
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandmaster.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Somalia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Somalia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Patriotism ya tumale, esta TV, ena Patriotism, tosi wako ma ya tumale.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lopa and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Maggie B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Well, SKTV, the best in Liberia, SKTV, the best in Africa, SKTV, the best in the whole wide world. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining us this morning, this afternoon, this evening. We know we have a lot going on in our country. Once again, we want to take this time to appreciate all of you that call in or tested, or, better yet, reach out to Steve in person. We want to say thank you to all of you as we mourn the death of his mother. However, we are here today to discuss some, some politics. Yes. Thank you, Yvonne Eo. They came from all the way Ghana because one Ghanaian, man stole my sister's heart. So my sister said, no, I got to carry some Ghanaian shirt for my brother. So she brought it for me. And every time I wear it, I can just bless the Mary. That union is going to last forever and ever and ever. We pray. Hair and food will come from there. Maybe someone will get niche and stuff. Yeah. Well, I want to say thank you to all of you for joining us. You got to share the show. Today we are, actually, seeking the opinion of our people as to what do you think about our country? Our country that have been in existence for over 170 years, 77 plus years. I don't know if we really want to continue the status quo or want to change our country, want to do things differently. Back in the day growing up, Nigeria, Ghana, Guinea, Sierra Leone, just to name a few, they were coming to Liberia for job, for opportunity, for school, for a lot of different things. Now, we in Liberia, we Liberians around the world and in Liberia, we only here to pray, to sing our achievements in Ghana, in Nigeria. We celebrate the politics of Ghana, praising them. We celebrate the development in Ghana. We take our sick people to Ghana. We praise Ghana. Mama, welcome. How you doing, my brother?
What's up, Seku? I got an update earlier from Melbourne because I
Yeah.
know with Steve won't be here for a little while. I don't do weekends most of the time, so I said, but let me check with Melbourne. He said, oh, we're going through some technical stuff. But then later when I saw a message, I saw the link in my inbox. I said, okay, let me see what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. So actually, Melbourne, they're going through some stuff right now.
Yeah, he said they got some technical issues
Yeah,
going on.
there's some technical issue going on there in the country, but in at Youth FM. But hopefully they will get it resolved and join us. If not, we'll continue with the show. So, Monk, happy weekend to you. Once again, I want to also say a big thank you to you for always being there when we are not available, and even when we are available, you always, you have been an integral part of this particular platform. You are making SKTV what it is. So, Monk, I was talking about, our country, whether change is necessary or we should keep the status quo politically. If you ask many people, they will tell you, yeah, we need change. But change does not just happen out of the blue. It's a process, it's a commitment. It is something that we ourselves have to take. Change does not happen, it does not happen just like that. You must work towards it. So, I was looking at Liberia back in the day where we were, growing up, seeing Ghanaians, Nigerian, Guineans. And that's why, in fact, the immigration system was very, strong in Liberia back then because there were a lot of,
Yep,
foreigners.
people coming in. You got to know who's coming in.
Yeah, every day. And there were a lot of businesses in the country belonging to Liberians. And there were a lot of people in the country too for study, for different opportunities. Well, nowadays, we only here to praise Ghana. Oh, Ghana is good. The election, I listened to some lawmakers from Liberia praising Ghana, how the electoral system is unique, how it's secure, how it's effective, shamelessly so. We have the resources, we have everything. We even have better resources than many countries in Africa. We misuse ours. Money coming from everywhere to Liberia. Liberian citizens around the world put in over 400,000 million a year. For the United States alone, Liberia in the United States alone transfer over $350 million to Liberia a year. And I don't see any other country, people that really live in the exile or in the diaspora, that really love and care about the well-being of their country more than Liberian people, to be honest. We can be angry, we say, you know what, we shouldn't even be sending money to these people. They are not listening. They are not doing what is right for themselves. They are not, they betray us. They do this, they do both. Even with all that, we always standing up for our people in Liberia. When they call us for financial support, we do it. For medical support, we do it. And when they are treated badly by those they elect, we always fight for them. It means that we really love our country, but what can we do collectively to change the way things are done in our country? How do we do that? Are we ready for that? Do we have partners in the country to actually help us achieve that goal? Sierra Leone, just right in front of us. When they have their election, probably the same day they can know, or maybe the next day. But in Liberia, when you have election, it takes weeks, if not months, before you can settle an election. Even by election in Liberia, it takes days to even know a winner. So, the question of the day is, do we really need change, or we should keep the status quo of our country?
That's a tough question. Change is relative. People hate change, but in order to experience growth, you need to change. You must first accept that what you are doing is not right before you can come with accountability and responsibility. When you accept what you are doing is not the right thing, that's the only way you can usher in change. And people could change for the wrong reason. Not in all cases, change can be for the right reason. It's almost like discipline. People can say, oh, Sekou, you need to be disciplined. The question is, what is Sekou doing to be disciplined? Because Sekou can be doing something repeatedly, it doesn't make it to be right. He could be doing the wrong thing consistently, and that would be considered discipline. It is simple with the changing like bro. That's why sometimes for some of us, based on our age, I love to pick the brain of the old folks, the people who saw the best days of Liberia, that grew up in the 70s, the 60s. They get it from the 70s and up to the 80s, that 20 year, that particular generation. I believe they were the golden generation of Liberia. They saw all the best thing in our country. They were the one that actually lived it. So I'll pick their brain and you can get the same answer. People want change. But the question is, how are we going to implement this change? And some folks will play politics and they believe that you can put economic pressure on the people back there for them to change the way how. And the one thing we all agree on is the fact that we all want a better Liberia, like I said on the show. The only difference is we have a different mindset in how are we going to get there. But we need change. Sekou, if you said it right, other countries, that's why we have tough immigration in Liberia, because it's a natural tendency of human being to seek a better lifestyle. And migration is not something new. It being persistent throughout human history. Anywhere, whether that's why you got trade and commerce. When one country is doing better, people come there for better living. They want the best for their children. They want the next generation to be better than the previous generation. Okay, these people that we talk about, they were coming to Liberia. They used to come to Liberia to do business, to trade, to open a little widow market, because at the time we have factories, we have industry in the country. One of my senior brother from Texas, apart from Chairman Yato, apart from Mr. Manlo, apart from senior man Melvin Dishi, one of my big brother from Texas, I didn't get him there because boy, he always come into my picket. The thing I saw in that country, whether they had a vocational training institute, and or how they call it, a vocational job that they will come in, work part-time. The guys said all these things were available in that country. They had time in Labrador where they used to plow the street, sweep the street with machine like we see here. He said those things were in Liberia. But then you were asked, but then what happened? Because I know if you adapt a particular system, even if you call war, people always give excuses for war. But for me, I don't buy into that excuse. Because there were other countries that fought heinous war, that their atrocity were almost 3 times the size of Liberia, but they are still doing better. So the question, like typical example, like Sudan and Angola, these people went for almost 30 years, 27 years. Even the war in Rwanda, it was not the longest. I think it lasted for 6 months, 2 weeks. But in terms of death, the people that died in Rwanda were almost 3 times the size of Liberia, more than 800,000 people end up losing their lives in Rwanda. But the question is, of all the countries that went through this political upheaval of uprising, why is it that they are doing better? And for us, we can never rekindle their magic. That's the question I keep asking. I keep picking the brains of the older folks. You dig into history. We just cannot get it right. And the sad thing about Liberia is not that we cannot only get it right. We are not doing the things that we even suggest that we are trying to get it right. Because if you are on the right direction, you can say, okay, you know what? Even though we are not there, but at least we're working towards that progress. You can see countries that are making progress. They are not there yet, but you can tell based on the move that they are making now. They say 10 years from now or decade from now, they will be better. But Mr. Cannon, can you make that case for Liberia to say 10 years from now, those Zogos will be better than what some of us saw in Liberia in the next 10 years? No. So that's why I'm yet to understand some people, they blame the patronage system. Oh, okay, I say if you want to go back to this, because this sentimental politics, natives versus Congo thing. I like I said the Congo people were brutal, it was a patronage system, they controlled the system. But it's been 40 years since the last help state power. Why is it that since they left the state, the country has never known anything better? I thought we bring revolution for a change to experience growth. But our own revolution, we are yet to understand the essence of our own revolution. Because every country that I know in the world, every major country went through some or transformation, whether it was America, whether it was Great Britain, whether it was France, whether it was Germany, everybody experienced civil war. So that is not an excuse. The question is, what was the moral lesson for which you went into civil war? You said the people were corrupt. It was a patronage system, it was nepotism. But you came and did worse. And not only 1 year or 5 years, we have been doing this thing for the past 40 years. 40 years, Mr. Connor, is almost half a century. How can you make the excuse on 40 years? Maybe you tell me. I will stop here for now. Maybe you will tell me what happened in 40 years.
So by the way, welcome everybody. I may not be able to call all of you by name, but at least some of you who have said something, who have written something saying hello to us, or maybe commenting on the conversation. Let me say, Yumotru Asedu Mensa, welcome to SKTV, my sister. That's the sister that brought a beautiful share for me, for Montu and for Steve.
I got mine here too. I need to wear one on the show.
They're not wearing their own, so let me the one enjoying my own. Yeah, so Yumotru, thank you so much. By the time you go to Ghana now, me agree there. I want the slipper too. Yeah.
Want to slip on the beach, right? They want for the hand.
And the Ghanaian, that African slipper they can do in Ghana, they want I want to. So when you go the next time, the man get I want things, I will take my sister back. Yeah, but so Afri Blady, welcome to SKTV. Sheikh Soko, welcome SKTV. James David, welcome to SKTV. Even Iyo, welcome. And V Kroma from all the way Jacob Town community, Chicken Farm. Oh, okay, welcome, my brother. I used to live around there too, around Blagina there. I spent some time there, after doing church all the time. Welcome to SKTV, Iyo White, my brother. Welcome to SKTV. And Felicia Free Wallow, welcome. And Cindy Martin Kenneth, because I don't want to say pay, because I want to say Cindy Martin pay, I can be jealous a little bit. Maybe say, but when I say could recognize me as the real man. So me too, I gotta recognize myself. Cindy Martin Kenneth, welcome to SKTV. Asata O'Dusel, welcome to SKTV. Jay Carter, welcome to SKTV. Everybody, Ali, when you come here, when you say hello to us, or hi or comment, Ali will see you, so we can recognize you. Those of you who can actually follow us or other platform that you are unable to write, whether it's on the radio or other social media platform where you can write anything, is tough for us to see you or recognize you. But at least if you're on Facebook, just do something. We are in this together. Without you, people will not be here. Melvin Dishio, my man, welcome to SKTV. Hassan Belite, welcome to SKTV. Everybody, welcome. So, Monk, something that you just mentioned, we always blame the war as reason for the backwardness of our country. We blame the war for the failure of our country not to move forward. Oh, Mande King, great Sekou Gina is here. My own big brother there. The most popular Maningo man in the world. That's my big brother, Sekou Gina. My brother, welcome to SKTV, as always. Sekou Gina was, like those days, Sekou Gina was a household name, So when they country meet, Sekou Gina there, and other, great soccer legends, they did well. But Sekou Gina, they all contributed to making Labrador what it is because they supported Joe Weah, because a football player. All of y'all make our country the way it is right now. But anyway, welcome, my brother Sekou Gina. Doris Thompson, welcome. Watching from all the way Springfield, Maryland. Yeah, I know Springfield. I got my family living in Springfield, Maryland. Welcome as well. So Elizabeth, Eliza Bruswell, welcome to SKTV. You know what we're saying here? Every country around us, especially Ivory Coast and Sierra Leone, they experience some of the most heinous crime, brutal war. In Sierra Leone, people were amputated upside down. They cut some people hand from here, some from here. Some people, they cut one hand and one leg. They went through some carnage, some heinous crime. Ivory Coast was destroyed. Their president was captured like a rat in the hole. Guess what? He's back in the country. They learned to forgive each other. But guess what? The guy served his term. After that, they move on. Ivory Coast never had toll road before the war in Ivory Coast. Now they have toll road. The leaders are developmental oriented. The leaders practice what they saw in the diaspora. Alassane Ouattara lives in New York. He lived in New York in the past. He worked for the World Bank in Washington, D.C. He worked for International Monetary Fund, IMF. Alassane Ouattara and other people, we all saying Alassane Ouattara is the bad leader when it comes to democratic principle because he changed his constitution and went for a third term. And I'm told he's probably going to go for a fourth term. However, we praise Liberia and other countries around us that we engage in, correct practices of democracy, wherein we have, peace and peaceful election, peaceful transfer of power, following some key democratic norms. But yet, the country is not feeling it. We're doing all the good things for ourselves. but the country is not feeling it. You know the reason why? It is because of lack of leadership. People we elect are not leaders. They don't have the capacity. They don't have the patriotism in them. They are not patriotic enough to change the country. When they come there, what they get is to fill their pocket, enrich their family, buy houses for their girlfriends, send their children to school abroad, and care less about what becomes the future of other people in the country. Other people that we believe they are not even following the democratic norms or principles, but they are engaging in development. They are investing in their country. They are investing in their people. They are investing in infrastructure development. They are attracting investors in their country. They are investing in private sectors. So there are people being, you know how many people being employed at those toll booths in Ivory Coast? Liberia's problem is lack of patriotism. We don't love our country. We got big more than any country around us. Many Liberians, back in the day, we thought we were more exposed, we were smarter, we were educated more than any country around us. That's the belief we had. We thought people from Guinea, they were all dumb, not exposed, not even know how to dress. That was the thinking. We thought people from Ivory Coast, they all the French dressing, tight shirt, the way they do things. We feel like Ivorians were not even exposed. That's the mindset we had. But if we travel, what we were exposed to after the war, we learned that we were behind. First of all, those that don't travel, they don't know much. Because we're not traveling, we're not going anywhere, everybody was running to us. But we thought we had everything. We thought we were better than everybody else. Only to find out we were some of the most backward country. Because we were not open-minded to a lot of stuff. Many of us, the mindset we had, the only place you can go for anything, America. Everybody else used to come to us. But because we don't love our country, when we started to kill each other, some people ran away. Well, guess what we did? We start to take the Zane, break down our houses, the Zane, the copper wires, the Kambu. Can you imagine? Bed sheet, everything. We took it to Guinea, to Sierra Leone, to Ivory Coast, to sell it to them. Amen. I know Ivory Coast, when they fought, they were looting. And most of the looting that even happened in Ivory Coast were done by Liberians that were fighting in Ivory Coast. I was in Liberia. I know that there were many Liberians that fought in Liberia. They were in Liberia, they were wasting, they didn't know what to do. They all went to Ivory Coast and participated in their war. They are the one that they were engaged in some looting in Ivory Coast. But we the one, not only that we looted our country, but we damaged the infrastructure of our country. We took copper wires, we break down light pole, transformer to take it to other countries to go sell it. I saw it with my naked eye. Everything. We did not want to kill each other and chase each other out of the country, but we also destroy the infrastructure of our country. For example, I grew up in two places, Monrovia, Monrovia County, Yekepa in Nima County. You know Kiamfu, you know where Lanko is? There were F. If you ever lived there, we can talk about that later on. But I know very well those areas were like living in the Western world. But we did not only burn down our houses, but we take down all the zinc, remove the window, remove the camo to go sell it to other people. But Africa, they fought everything that happened among in their country. Today, not only they are peaceful, but they are moving so fast when it comes to development. Do you know Africa is now engaging in speed, or how you call it, the train that we see in Europe and in America?
Oh
here.
yeah, the high speed rail, the monorail system here in Ghana.
You're seeing it right now. and they have they have a toll road over the bridge. But look at our country. We're killing people for stealing wood. Mob somebody to death for stealing wood. Killing people, burning them to ashes for stealing motorbike. But yet those in leadership, they are stealing millions of dollars on a daily basis, but that could not trigger our anger. We were not angry about anything that got to do with the BB rules, the BB criminals, people that are stealing in our country. We're not angry at them. We are angry at people who can steal wood. Yesterday, somebody was killed, believed to be a Guinean national, 20-year-old boy. They said that somebody accused him of stealing wood, firewood. The person that allegedly beat him to kill him by the name of Kofi, and one other lady who incited them to kill him. So, for me, I believe Labro's problem is leadership. I understand a lot of people went through the war, they were traumatized. They are still suffering from what they call PTSD, whatever that is.
That's in the era there.
But what about the leaders? Because let me tell you something. In a country, so change, you got to force it on the people. You as a leader, let's say, for example, when you build a toll road, everybody who will apply that toll road will be compelled to pay. Or you can take the alternative road. Take somewhere else. If you want to go faster, you go on the toll road. If you want to follow the regular route, you go on the other route. Nobody asks you to pay anything. But nowadays, the war as a whole, everybody in a rush. Even when you're going home after work, you always want to find the fastest way to go home. That's how our life has become as human beings. Everybody in a hurry, everybody in a rush nowadays, anywhere you go. That's why you will see a posted speed limit. For example, in Texas, in Utah, you will see a posted speed limit 80 miles per hour. But still police pulling people over for speeding. But when you put a speed limit for 55 miles per hour, you will still find people being pulled over for speeding at least 70 miles per hour. 10 or 15 miles over the posted speed limit. Because life as a whole now, no one want to, we are all impatient. But come to talk about development. If you build a toll road in your country, do you know how much you will accumulate a day? See, back then when I came to America, when I started driving truck, before I even became dispatcher, then became a manager, operation manager, before I got all the big positions. When I was driving truck in America here to cross George Washington Bridge and other bridges entering New York, because before you enter New York, anywhere you're coming from, to enter New York, you got to pay for toll. Those of you who never live in New York, who don't know New York, just to give you a little information, you got to pay for toll. But guess what, more? When I came in, we used to pay $20 for truck to cross George Washington Bridge to enter New York. The last time I checked, before I stopped, driving truck in New York area, all the area, and before I started, I don't know, a few years, I don't know how many years. I don't know how long ago, and it's been a minute since I've driven truck in New York. It was $100 from $20. Imagine $20.
Yeah, $200.
$100. So the last time I checked, they have over million car, including trucks and regular car, crossing into New York on a daily basis. Imagine, your monk. Let's take 500,000 trucks a day for $20, for $100. No, do you know? In fact, some of the bridges, New York and New Jersey, they share the revenue. I don't know whether you know about that.
Oh, you mean from the trucking?
No,
From the toll booth? Yeah, because they are neighbors. I mean, almost like, yeah.
Yes, on the revenue, New York and New Jersey, they share the revenue. I'm talking about this. Any form of development is good for the country. You want to steal, but yeah, you can't do anything for the country. Only stealing, and people are there defending them at their own detriment. So, my question to you now, for me, I think it's leadership problem. But do you think we have a leader, or we have a group of people that can really force these kinds of changes on the Liberian people? Like, you know what? You have to just accept what it is and play by the rule and do the right thing. You think we got that leader, we got a group of people that are ready to do that for Liberia? Monk, I don't know whether you're muted or you can hear me.
Yeah, hello?
Okay. Yeah, do you think we can find that leader somewhere? Or group of people that are ready to actually change things in Liberia?
We got people that could change things in Liberia. For me, I always say on the show, and I got this quote from this guy, this South African guy. He's into business and he's an inspirational leader. Also, he made I think the PLO guys also made the same statement. He said the problem in most African countries, even though there are a lot of countries that are catching up now, he said the people with ideas are not in power, and the people that are in power have no ideas. That's the major problem in Africa, or countries that are still lagging behind in this day and age. We got people in Liberia. My only fear about Liberia, about the future of Liberia, is we depend on the same democratic process to bring leaders into power. The people who we are counting on the most to make that decision, you cannot bet on them. That's why I believe, in as much as we can talk here every day, we talk about photo education. I say no. The people that are in the vast majority will have one of the youngest population in the entire sub-region. Those people that are in the huge number, upward of 65 to 70%, I think between the ages of, if you're talking about from 35 below, I would say 65% that demographic, all the way to the voting age of 18. Can you place a bet on them every election cycle to make a better choice? I'm not going to bet on that. I cannot bet on that. And yet the team Sekou, you talk about leadership, and leadership is a problem. But the question is, how can we get this leader that will transform the country if we are only voting on the vices? We are not voting on ideas. We are not voting for the best. We are not bringing our best forward in Liberia. That's where the problem is. And you can't blame the result we keep getting because the people, second, when you stand online to go and cast a ballot, you're looking at the pros and the cons. You're looking at the risk assessment. You are looking on merit base. You are picking people based on idea, based on their ideological differences. You are not using that in Liberia. When they say election in Liberia, the first thing is tribal sentiment. It trumps everything. Tribal sentiment. That's the number one thing. The second thing, you were talking about who can steal the most with the concept that once you can give the people crumbs, they can allow you to steal. And we all know how detrimental corruption is when it comes to moving your country forward. The next thing, religious land. So if we keep voting on vices and we keep talking about what a better leader, and the people who are even making the decision in terms of numerical strength, if they outweigh the people that can make better decisions, my brother, the possibility, you don't have to be a statistician or mathematician to know the chances of us getting that elusive leader is going to be very, very tough, just based on how we choose our leaders. Somebody say, bring somebody because he been in government just for the fact that he been in government for 40 years. That whether he dead or whether he's sick, they will still carry him. Somebody say he came and he came and power will vote for you.
My question to you now: what about those living in other developed nations around the world? Whether you're in Australia, whether in Europe, anywhere in Europe, whether you're in America, you have seen a developed system. You have seen a workable system, a functioning system. You have worked in Liberia, in America, in other part of the world, wherein people abide by the rule, wherein people go to work on time, wherein people work as team. But yeah, when you go to Liberia, you don't go to work on time. You don't abide by the rule. When there's traffic, you take the wrong way. Here, when you do that, not only your lesson will be suspended, but you could possibly go to jail. Some traffic crime can be transferred to a criminal crime, to criminal instead of civil, depending on the gravity of your crime. For example, if the posted speed limit is 65, if you run 5 miles, 10 miles over, they will be safer. They will give you a ticket. You could go to court. They will give you citation. You could go to court. But if police stop you running over 20 miles per hour or 30 miles per hour, they give you criminal ticket.
Yeah, criminal citation.
They give you criminal citation. That's how it works. In Liberia, when police stop you, they tell you to give them money. No citation, no revenue going to the government whatsoever. Because why? Big criminals are receiving the most money. Police that are working on the street, they are celebrating getting $150 a month. When for good for nothing people getting $15,000 a month plus other benefits. So I believe in Liberia, the only way we can change Liberia, we ourselves. When I say we, it means that those of us with this mindset that Liberia needs to be changed, that we got to change our politics. Whether you're in Liberia, whether you're outside Liberia, we have to work collectively. We're not going to get anywhere following these people. Trust me. We're not going to go anywhere. And I believe we can do this. It may take time. It may require a lot of effort, a lot of fight, a lot of sacrifices. But it is doable. It is possible. So, you said that we can get the leader, but how do we, elect those leaders?
You got to win an election before idea. Go ahead.
How about we fight? We fight to change the people that are making the laws in Liberia legislature. people that's going to be holding executive accountable for stealing, for corruption. How about we change them? How about we change the laws that giving them all the benefit and money to be getting for nothing? How about we change the law that says when you are president of Liberia, whatever you do as president, that God will. You do anything you want, and you will not be held accountable. How about we change those laws? So, Monk, I will, love to hear from you on this subject. Then we can open the line to hear from our people, whether you are calling from diaspora or you are calling from Liberia or anywhere else. We would like to have this conversation open. But Monk, you think if we actually put ourselves together and galvanize support from across the world, you think we can get some support back in Liberia to do what is right for the country? You think there are people in Liberia that really want to live like Ghana, like Ivory Coast, like Rwanda? Can you imagine Liberian students seeking scholarship to go to Rwanda?
Mm-hmm.
And they are happy. They live a
Yep.
better life.
It's still better.
But do you think we have Liberians in Liberia that are ready to buy into this idea that change is necessary? Do you think we have Liberians who are willing to support this process?
Yeah, we got tons of them. They just that the difference is in terms of comparison, their number is relatively small to the people who are not even thinking in that direction. In 2017, what you just talked about is one of many ways to change the country. Like I said, we are not short on ideas. We are just short on implementation and commitment all over, whether it's Liberia or in the diaspora. One thing I know in our community, we are not good when it comes to working collectively. And the only way you can bring about real change and result is when you work in group. Individualism is not taking you anywhere. Mr. Carney, what are you talking about? You're talking about constitutional and legislative reform. But when you go look at the statistic again, the problem is not about how many times the voters change the lawmakers. As far as I'm concerned, especially when it comes to the Senate, the Liberian people change almost every 9 years. We saw it over the past 3 election cycles that 90% of the lawmakers from the Senate, they are always removed. But it's not about who you change, it's about the mindset of the person you are bringing back to power. I think only Prince Johnson and Joel Howard were one or two that survived this going. I mean, the previous cycle, if I'm not mistaken, but most of the senators they were kicked out. So our people been doing this, they've been trying. But the question is, we still are not getting the result. That's my fear on the presidential level. Because yes, we can make this reform, institutional reform, constitutional reform, legislative reform by changing the law. But until we can get that chief executive that will change the whole dynamic of this game, it will still be a tough or steep slope to climb. Let me give you a typical example. 2017 election, I had a theory. I said, looking at the demographic in Liberia, the opposition leader, the people who we believe that thing or changing that country, most of them will have to put their individual ego aside and form a strong team that will give the average person in Liberia a reason that these guys they are meant for business. The one thing that I realized that I learned when you give human beings so many options, it becomes tough for them to make better choices. You want to limit. That's why in this great country they got two major political institutions apart from the independent voters that decide election. They don't have 10 political parties. We got guys over there who we believe can turn the dynamics around. But we are all disjointed. Okay, now if we are disjointed and the people who we think cannot make better decisions, they are almost 2 or 3 times the size of our number, then how can we win? It means we will never win. So the Clarence Maluba of the world, the Alexander Cumming, the Simeon Freeman, the Tewa Gonglo, they cannot be on separate ticket. They need to sit down and say, you know what, gentlemen, enough is enough. We must do something that is unconventional to be able to give ourselves a fighting chance. But you take a kid now, you carry a ball, let's say somewhere in a remote part of Lofa County, some 19-year-old kid, no experience, never saw anything better. You gave me a list of 22 candidates to pick from. Who do you think he is most likely to choose? The one that is more popular. Because there are just too many options. But if you draw a clear contrast to say these guys are the one that are responsible for your background, and this option, if you try the option, you may not be comfortable, but this option will give you result. Maybe 3 or 4. What do you think will happen? People will start making better choices. But like you said, we are not in the business of working collectively. That's one of the biggest problems we face in Liberia. Everybody got their own idea. Everybody want to go their own separate way. So good. Even in the religious institution you live in America, my brother, in our community, how many Liberian churches we got? Why do you think we don't accomplish any bigger project? Because when you go in other community, from the same country, they got 1 or 2 churches, but when they undertaking up, the reason is because they put their resources together. Right in my community, I can show you more than 15 different churches. Some of them, they only 9 in the basement, but they claim that they have a church because we don't have that culture of working together. Anything you talk about something collective, somebody will come and destroy it. And the same thing is happening on the political stage. If you cannot put forces together, you cannot get results. Second, even the remittances in Liberia, the money you send back there. If we were only taking a project to say, okay, we got this or diaspora initiated, why in just 10% of the money that we send back to Liberia, we can put it in some public or project? Do you know what we have achieved by now? Because 98% of the funds we send back home is for feeding, medical bill, somebody sick, or our cousin, our sister, or classmate ask me, man, I put my children in school. That's all we be saying. Okay, yeah, they are good things. But the question is on a bigger scale. You think you can get results from that? No. Even if you spend $600 million a year, nothing going to any major project, you will not see no outcome. And that's where the problem is. Our political leader must come together and say, you know what? We got the idea, but we must first win to put our idea into practice. That's the thing about winning. When you are not a winner, my brother, they don't call you to make public policy or public decision. You must first win because when you win, then you can put your ideas into motion. Until we can win, come on, man, we in it for the long term. But I will stop here for now. I think
I
that's
agree with
that's
you.
my response to
I
that
agree
question.
100%. So, folks, the lines are open. You can see the number that, let me see, let me pin the numbers so you can call in and tell us whether or not change is necessary or we should keep the status quo. Uh, if we want to change as a country, if we want to move forward as a country, do we need to change the way politics is played in Liberia, or we can keep the status quo and see we'll go from there? I don't know, but let me see here. 0862 0783 0 401 2081. Yeah. So call either number and then we will take your call. You can contribute to the conversation. 480-862-0783, 480-401-2081. Call any of those numbers and you will definitely be able to participate in this conversation. Mr. John Maulo is on the line. Mr. Maulo.
How you doing, sir?
My brother, welcome.
Thank you. Happy New Year again to all of you, and my condolences to Steve and his family.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Speaking on the issue of change in Liberia, you know, biologically they said the child is groomed to be who they're going to be between 0 and 12-year-old. Look at our country. How many generations have we destroyed? That even if they wanted to, they can't think right. And then we're talking about change. You know, the thing about when you listen to Liberians sitting down and trying to plan and talk about what can be and what couldn't be, it's like picking, growing a tree from the leaves. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. There got to be a re-education in Liberia. That's going to take at least 20 years with proper investment. Start from the children going to ABC. put in the proper investment and teach them differently. Bring in different people. Give them a different mindset. Expose them to the world. And in 20 years, 85% of those people, taking all things considered, will be college educated and thinking differently. That group will change the rest of us. But to say this group that is there now, you want change? It will have to be a military change, but it will have to be forced to do things. But they're not going to do it willingly. It's going to take force to make these people act. Otherwise, the next way to make the change is to re-educate, where you put in the money, you start from ABC. The whole group that are going to ABC now, start with them and re-educate them. That's the only way change can come. Other than that, we'll just be hallucinating. It's not going to come.
So, Mr. Mawulu, but you think a change is necessary in order for the country to move forward? Or you think we should stay with whatever's going on now and hope that somebody will come and change it?
Change is very extremely necessary for that country to do better. People, I sit down and think about Liberia sometimes, I even watch some of what going on, tears come from my eyes. It's like, what? This is the same country I grew up in. Where these people come from? How come our people are degenerated so much? But then again, these are some of the, if we may be a little bit controversial, I would say these are some of the benefits of war. People who bring war and, you think you just coming to kill one or two people, you damage people. And people benefit from war, some people economically, some people territorially, some people politically. And then they got the most of the people who are just victims of what happens. So yes, the change is necessary, extremely necessary. But the how is what I listed to you, these two. It will either be through military, or you got a military guy who come and step on everybody's foot and make them do the right thing, or you have to re-educate the little ones who will intend to change it. Even our children here, right? There are things you do here, and if your children are around, they can warn you. You're not supposed to do this.
Yeah.
Even
Even if you use certain word, they will tell you, no, you just said a caution. The thing will tell you, you don't curse. You're not supposed to curse.
Exactly. So if we re-educate our children, where the young ones start to think about life and Liberia differently, they will force their parents to change.
Mr. Mawulu, thank you so
They will
much.
force their parents.
Thank you so much.
And gradually the country will change.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Mr. Mawulu. Let's take the next caller. Mr. Melvin DeShield from all the way Belgium. How you doing, sir?
Oh, thank you, Sekou. Thank you.
You're live on SK TV.
Yeah. Interesting topic, and I just wanted to talk about change. I think change is inevitable for Liberia. We need. Yeah. But we have problems, and the problems are complex. But there are also loopholes for exposure.
Mm-hmm.
We need a well-organized plan for developing a new mindset of the people, because that's where the challenges are. And the fact remains is that the past years, the people have been brain drained to the lies and deception of the last politician that had given them, and they have accepted it as a way of life. And to change that at this particular time, they need a well-planned and organized structure to approach them in letting them know the right from the wrong. And that is not an easy task, Sekou. You need organization from the different areas, different quarters, that will be able to educate one or two of them that will be able to spread the message. Apart from that, when the military, as what Mr. Maolo said, or some luckily, something will happen, and will be a change. But apart from that, it's hard.
So, Mr. Dishio, so do you think in order for that change to happen, do you think we have to somehow be open-minded, not to keep ourselves in a box as to who we want to see as this change agent? We should just be open-minded as to the best person we can see, regardless of their tribe, religion, or country of origin. Just anybody that we believe that can make this change happen. We should be open-minded about it, or you think this change can just happen with anybody, or it has to be a particular person or a particular group of people?
Well, yeah, that's a very good, interesting question. From my point, what I would say is that we have to sell somebody. We have to sell a character. We have to pick up a character and sell that character. That's where we will be and test the mindset of the Liberian people if we present this character before time and see whether it will be that person that will be likable for them or not. But if we don't test any character at this moment, and we wait until 2028 or 2029, and we happen to put somebody there as a test case, it will be too late. If we want to try anything right now, I believe we should start now by finding someone who we believe will be able to carry the country forward, that have the qualification, that have the contacts, that will be able to make the changes that we want for Liberia. And I tell you, it is our duty now to come together as one. Like you said, individual, different parties can make it. We have to come out like a family, put ourselves together with one sense, and realize that our country have been brought down. So such, we have sold everything. The integrity of the country have been sold. How to restore that? We have to find somebody that will be able to push that agenda of restoring our nationality and bring our country back to what it was.
Thank you.
That's why I believe, Sekou, we have to find a character that will be able to sell to the Liberian people. That's important. And you need a test case, and test case cannot be late. I said we have to start as soon as possible if we want to change.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Mr. Ezekiel. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, Sekou, how you doing?
We're doing great. Yeah. So, do you think change is necessary in Liberia, or we should keep the status quo in order to move forward?
Yeah. Before going further, let me just extend my deep sympathy to the SKT family.
Thank you.
For the loss of the mother of Steve.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Kennedy, if you know that a couple of times I've been sending some note or piece of email or messages to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Liberia can only be changed by Liberians. And this does not mean require military change. I think if we have the mind, those of us that are really care for our country, that love our country, we govern ourselves and come with one authority. And that authority should be the change to Liberia. We can organize a community in the state of America and around the world. The Bible, the Constitution says the power is invested within the people. We have the power in our hands, not the military. So if we can work together and organize with the different professional groups in Liberia and around the world, and categorize everybody, the lawyers, constitutional lawyers, business people, non-business people. We put these people in different categories and work together. We can change Liberia. We can change Liberia. The young people, the students, the non-students, we can change Liberia. But if we just sit there and wait, we say change will come overnight, it will be difficult, my brother. It's difficult. If you see what is happening in Liberia now, what is going on in Liberia, we have to take a lead. Somebody have to stand up. Somebody have to stand up. Somebody have to get a cause for the change that we want in Liberia. So that should be my recommendation, Mr. Sekou. When you started, I'm begging you, I'm asking you. It will not be an Easter tax to undertake, but with a person and with the word of God, with a care, those that are sincerely committed to this country, God is going to help us with change the narrative of that country. So this is my recommendation to you, Mr. Sekou. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We'll do our best. We'll do our best. We have a lot of commitment from people. People have called. People have committed to supporting the process of changing our country. It's not going to take one person. It's not going to take one country. It's not going to take one tribe. It's not going to take one religion denomination. It's going to take a collective effort of all Liberians from all walks of life. Like my brother just said, people with different mindset, different categories of people. I'd like to take the next caller here. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? 612 number. Hello?
Hello, Sekou.
Yeah, you are live on SKTV.
How you doing, Sekou?
I'm doing wonderful, my brother. It's been a minute. How you doing?
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, brother.
Sekou, the country is not prepared, Sekou.
For change?
Liberia is not prepared for change. When I went to Liberia before the election, Sekou, I met Yaron Gondo in Nimba County. And I asked Mr. Gondo, are you ready for this change for this country? You know what Mr. Gondo told me? Mr. Gondo said that you are going to win elections. And I asked Mr. Gondo, can you defeat George Weah? Can you defeat Joseph Waka? He said, sure. And then I asked him, what are the numbers? He said, the numbers everywhere. And I asked him, I said, why don't you join Alexander Cummings? Let's do this thing together. Sharon Goggins said he will win elections. Then I left him. I went to DSTV's office and I met Simeon Pino, he's my schoolmate, who went to LTI, Lutheran Training Institute in Norfolk County. And I met Simeon. I said, Mr. Simeon, why don't you join Alexander Cummings to make this thing come to fruition for Liberia to change? You know what Simeon told me? Why Cummings can join him? You know, Sekou, this country, as you said earlier, Liberians themselves are responsible for this problem, Sekou. This country will not change now. Until one member has said that these political leaders who means well for Liberia can join together, same agenda, and push an individual who changes Liberia. But when I was like Alice Cummings, Natewan Ganglo, all these other law, all these good guys can come together and form this thing. You have 40 years experience now to lead Liberia to get a country.
Mr. Mambo, what do you think can actually unite these people to come together to kind of formulate a uniform approach to the whole to the whole process?
Greed.
What can bring them together?
Greed. I don't see it yet. Liberians are greedy. They are greedy. Look, you bring people from what they call the market customer society, University of Liberia, who we knew as a market customer society that breeds students, Sekou, to see the transformation of Liberia. They all can corrupt. See the country today, ministers who went to that market customer society, that University of Liberia today. They serve the country. They are all criminals in row. See the country today, Sekou. It's pathetic. Sometimes we want to give up on Liberia. Sometimes we want to cry over next to see our country unite and find an amicable solution for the transformation of our country. When do we see the amicable relationship between great political leaders? We can find it.
So let me ask you this question. I don't know whether you have an answer for it, but if we cannot see political actors working together, we that are not political leaders, you, myself, and other folks, how do we go by approaching this process to say we want to change the country? Do we go by creating different political parties, creating different political leaders, new political leaders, or how do we go about it?
Simple. The best thing we can do is our political leader needs to reach out. For example, Alice Cummings. For me, I've get so Australia. I won't support Alice Cummings anymore. Our political leaders need to reach out. They need to sit down. Sit down with each other and discuss Liberia. Cummings can sit down with the guys and talk to them. We want change. We can sit and not forget about greed. Because the issue is greed. Who wants to accept? So somebody has to make the move to reach out to political leaders where they can sit down and discuss Liberia in context to fund the possibility of our national reform. We need leaders, Sekou. There's no leader in the country right now. These guys are standing power today. Our criminals, Sekou, I will put it clear to you. See the country every day is nothing to Russian and Putin is kept resources. Can we sit and watch and look? This is what brings coup d'etat, Sekou, when people are fighting and see that country cannot generate the needed resources to enhance the level of the people. These are what bring political wars. These are what people go in the bushes in regarding that country for economic freedom because they are angry and agitated. These are the reasons, Sekou. Somebody told me today, Mambo, I'm joining the revolution to transform Liberia. I will go. Because I want to see my poor elevated. What time will we have good prosperity in our country? What time will we have good education? 173 years or 4 years ago, we are or more than that. We stay on the nature basis. Our country is still in limbo. When other countries like Africa, Ghana, we made, when people used to come to Ghana to come to school in Liberia, we can't see it. I see when you step when you told me, when you step on this platform, the Liberia, lose Africa, I agree. I'm a testimony to that.
Yeah.
The show that people think are brought into Liberia, they're looting in the country. See our mindset. People are still in Boston celebrating George Weah to come to power again in this country. We will lose our auditors. But no, honor the work of eyes that people saw. We have 40 years experience. An individual who served this country for 40 years has become a flaw in the country. This country will celebrate Sekou. Sometimes I want to throw my American citizenship out. I don't want to be an American citizen. I'm Liberian. What forces people to do these things? Because the country is not heading nowhere. Brother said 12 years of vice president. What did you see from Joe Walker? You want to make the next president again? You said the man is popular. We said, okay, see the man have 40 years. Let the man chance. In 1 year time, see the country so wrinkled. See the country so wrinkled.
Yeah, so before I take a leave of you, I'm about to take the next caller here. Before I take the leave of you, we said the last time that we have to establish a collective front, a united front, wherein we can engage in changing Liberia by engaging in some constitutional reform, whether it's through ballot initiative or other way of doing things. That could also include forming or establishing new group with no political leader, serious-minded people from around the world and also in the country wherein we can formulate a structure that is based on changing Liberia, and worry about political leadership later on. You think that would be a good idea to you?
Yes, because it's a very brilliant idea to unite people. As you said.
Then we can worry about who to lead the process later on. You know, through vetting, through commitment, and everything else.
Absolutely, that's correct. It's reversible. We can do that, and we look up to that. Cool.
Okay, my brother, thank you so much.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's take this caller right here. 206 number 5866. What is your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, you are live on SKTV. How you doing?
Yeah, you're very low. Simple.
You are very loud and clear, so you can go ahead. People hearing you.
All right, Simple. Thanks, man. This favor, man. Calling from Seattle area.
Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, Simple. Remember, man, the last time when you came out with this, similar topic, but it was all about the capital building, those that are in parliament. This is where the major problem of Liberia is sitting. And this is where it's covered. This is where we need to rise up to go and redeem that country just from few hands of people. Our problem is right in that capital building. It's not the executive. Those hungry guys that come together that have nothing to offer, they come together and they make law to put money in their pocket. We have to come up to rise up and get rid of those people. Then where Liberia problem is. You see, our military or the Liberian people self can go for those guys and say enough is enough, my brother. Enough is enough. Today, some of us in America driving, our children sitting seat by seat with white people. One man started this as a revolution. Mm-hmm. One man started this thing. Today, we all here enjoying this opportunity. You came up with that idea. You saw how the phone now was bursting. Mm-hmm. But after certain time, it just went down.
No, my brother, I got busy, and this is not one man thing. So I really want to have enough time so we can put in more effort. We're gonna do it. We're gonna start it. And I know.
Yeah, but Sekou, there's something that will pop up every day. Sometimes we have to ignore those things and just focus on the main issue, on the main thing. And this is the main thing, my brother. We are the oldest man in Africa. See where we are today. See where we are today, Sekou. See where we are today. If God putting this thing in your spirit, don't overlook it. Today, God gave you a platform that you have a voice over that nation. Don't overlook it. This thing is not about you. Get on your knees and pray. People will come on board. People will support you. But then think tomorrow, 1 year, we take your 2 hours bomb. Don't give them a black see this, black people see this. All those things are all distraction, my brother. Let's focus on what is Liberia problem.
No problem,
and
brother.
now House of Representatives.
Thank you, sir.
How can one man stay in power? See, if you want Donald Trump. But second, when you bow your eye, tomorrow Donald Trump will be gone. Just 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years. He will be gone. But these are the things. One man will go sit in a position for 9 good years. You know what, in 9 years?
Yeah. It's crazy. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. And I'm counting on you, man, as one of those people who is ready.
We are here, even financially or what. Call for a meeting, even if it's in New York. You will see it like the other one they change. People will get on plane.
Yeah.
So
no, we definitely will do it.
Feelings of people they were freedom fighter. They came. What happened to our country today? What a change we can see. We we ourselves can gather here tomorrow and carry that change for our unborn children, for our children today. We have failed our generation. Our fathers failed us. And we come after them to fail our generation too. We have to step up.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Hey, you know what? We'll be making phone calls and to see you. You know, we will start with the teleconference and then we'll do face-to-face meeting. Okay?
And then I will call you sometime in the background, man, to encourage you, man. It's not all about, all this kind of platform. If everybody work on time here, your 2 million or your 1 million, it's not solving the problem.
Yeah. No problem. No problem. I look forward to that. Thank you so much, brother. Mom, my man, people are really yearning for change. Yeah, man.
I know.
How do we go about this, man, my brother?
I listened to Mr. Maulo. That's why I said the SKTV, we need to have a face-to-face meeting before the summer of this year. We need to do something. The whole interview about always analyzing the problem. No, we talk. It's about time for action. The people back there must see something. They must see a force that will give them an indication that, yeah, our people over there are ready for business. The only thing I have problem with is the issue of commitment and our people working in team. Mr. Kanye, you myself live in this country or any industrialized country, when you go for an interview, no matter which job you find yourself, you could be the man cleaning the floor to corporate America. Why do you think the interviewer always asks 2 questions? Mr. Kanye, tell me about yourself. And then they will listen for like a couple of minutes. The next question that will come, do you like working alone or working in a team? The reason they ask that question because they know no organization succeeded based on individual effort. It's always about collective effort. That's the number 1 asked question in every interview, from the sweeper to Wall Street. Do you like working alone or working in a team? They just want to know your teamwork because they know there are times individual will fall short, but the team will always pull together because people come with different expertise, different background, different kind of talent. We got talent here, we got ideas here, we got the resources here. Like I keep saying on this show, I said, Madam Celia and myself, we don't agree on a lot of things, but one thing we and myself agree. I mean, she and myself agree with her. She said the change in Liberia will come from the diaspora, even though there are individuals that go to Liberia and do the same thing that the people are doing there. But she still believes that if Liberia will change, it will come from people overseas because they have so many leverages at their disposal. Mr. Marlon made a certain point. He said, I think he gave 2 options, and I'm a little bit skeptical with the 2 options. I would say 3. The first thing Mr. Marlon said, he said the re-education, he gave a time limit, 20 years. That's a generation because it takes time for you to feel the impact of policy. That's why you see America, the king was on the call the GI Bill. The American people say, if we build a great society, then we got to start making investment now. From 1944, Franklin Roosevelt, the GI Bill, send people back to school, vocational training, because he said, you cannot improve a society if you cannot improve the people. You have to reinvest in the people before they can become a great society. You got to elevate them to a certain level of consciousness to make better choices and better decisions. That's how they build a great country. But the question is, can we afford another 20 years after 177? That's question number 1. The second thing he said, military when it comes to enforcement. But the one thing I want us to be careful with is we cannot assume that because the Burkina Faso, the Niger, the Mali, the Guinea, we cannot assume that because these guys are bringing better military leaders, so we assume that if we bring a military president, everything going to change what I know. We got to be very skeptical, even though it will give that military leader a new perspective in terms of implementing policy. But at the end of the day, we cannot count that. And the third option is the idea of a cultural challenge that is working together as a team. We are never short on idea when it comes to SKTV. People will call all year and there. Mr. Dishi will call. Chairman Yato will call. Mr. Maulo will call. Yes. The question is, says Yah will call. Yes, she got her own program. We are not short on idea. We are just short on commitment and working as a team. And if we start that process from here, the people in Liberia will know that, you know what? The one that travel overseas, at least they're ready for business. It will start changing the narrative on the ground. But you got one group here, another group here. Somebody want to do this, somebody want to do that. And one of the caller, the guy who called about it, whole thing about political leadership, about people coming together. Mr. Sekou, I mean, Kanye, the country, you are winning elections in Liberia, but the country is not winning. What better is that win? Your political party keep winning. Okay, when we go to an election, there will always be one winner. The question is Liberia winning? Unity Party can win election, CDC can win election, but at the end of the day, is Liberia winning? That's why I keep saying it. The tier one gonglo of the world, the Simeon Freeman. When you listen to Freeman, Simeon Freeman talk about ideas. I listened to that guy one time, I think on OK Evan, he was talking about self-sufficiency in right. He was living in a condition with Nigeria because he's a business guy. He knows how things operate about creating employment, and he gave a particular figure. He said we need to spend upwards 70 million if we want to bring about food security because he said agriculture is like you are killing two birds with one stone. It bring about food security and it also creates jobs because agriculture is a labor-intensive industry. You don't need to go to advanced training. You just need physical manpower for agriculture. It's cheap when it comes to labor. So he said, we can kill two birds with one stone. But Mr. Simon Freeman, if you cannot win an election, don't you think you could become the next National Investment Commission or the Minister of Commerce and Industry with those great ideas? We must win elections before we can put our ideas into practice.
Yeah.
Other than that, we keep talking here for generation after generation and we won't go anywhere. And I know the one thing that I know in my heart of hearts, there are Liberians that are ready for that change. We just don't know how to come together and put our roots together. And somebody will have to take that lead. And I believe, I always say, it will come from SKTV. I got my money on it anyways. It will come from here. That's why I believe it will come from here.
I agree. And honestly, we have to make the commitment to do this. It's tough. It is challenging, but it is necessary. And we will do it. So we're going to start by creating, somebody just recommended creating a WhatsApp group. So I will create the WhatsApp group and we'll make some people admit for the purpose of being able to add other people. Once we can communicate that, we will have first, teleconference. We collect ideas, suggestions, and the way forward, the way we can go about it. Okay, let me take my brother here. This Mr. Mohammed Enzadala, my man, you're live on SKTV. What's up?
Yeah, thank you for having me anyway. Thank you. I saw something about my man, Moses. So I wanted to call you yesterday, but the time and I got overwhelmed by other stuff. What happened?
Yeah, the man mother passed away.
Say,
yeah, the man mother passed away. His mother passed away day before yesterday.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
My sympathy.
In Liberia. Thank you.
I got to get his number available so we can sympathize with him. I didn't know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It was so rest in peace.
Thank you.
Sympathy.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Okay, now thank you so much, sir.
No problem.
Yeah, so we will make we will actually create the WhatsApp group. If you are interested, all the SKTV numbers. I will not be able to take people's number from calling while we're on the show. But if you are interested, you want to be a part of this change, and this is going to be citizens, Liberians driven change with no particular person or individual to lead this as presidential candidate. No. The idea as to how we can work together to have some reform on our constitution, some of the bad laws, some of the bad things that are destroying our country. How do we change them? For example, how do we change the tenure position? For somebody to be senator for 9 years, it's nowhere in the world. I've never seen it anywhere.
Yeah, 9 years, almost
9 years, 9 solid years. You're giving somebody time to steal, and they care less if they don't come back because they will have enough before their tenure is finished. How do we change the law that says when you are president of Liberia, you can do anything you want as long as somebody beats you, you go free? We trying to put a steal. You see, Joe Baka said the other day, I encourage you to steal. But when you're stealing, just make sure you share with your people. How? How can we have those kind of laws on the book? And people sitting there doing nothing about it. So those are the reasons we're going to come together to change some of the reasons that are keeping our country backward. Then from there, if we know we can accumulate enough support, if we know we are ready for this, we can invest our time and energy and finance in it. Whether we can start with ballot initiative, we can start with we reaching out to our people. We need signatures, from everywhere. If we can invest in it, trust me, it will come to a time where we will choose who to be leader in our country, because what? We're going to be collecting, working people collectively from back home and around the world.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people in Liberia that will buy into this idea, but they don't know where to start from. Mr. Mogul want to say something. Mr. Mogul, we're about to leave now, but go ahead.
Something. Mark, when we're talking about military, is with the assumption that we're talking about somebody who has a mind for developing the country. But when you're saying, Sekou, this idea can work, but you know what is the litmus test? When we're able to agitate the Liberian people to get on the streets for their rights. When these people can get up from their comforts, although it's painful, and they're refusing to stand up, there is nothing, I don't care what you put together, it's not going to work.
Mr. Mauro, that can work if the people see power and strength behind them. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, for example. We require 10,000 signatures. If we invest in this process and be able to collect at least 5 to 10,000 signatures from each county with phone numbers, believe me, all of those people, imagine if we can get 10,000 for each county, that's 150,000 signatures. And people are free their signature to this, and they are committed to this process. If you come out and say, you know what, let's come on, let's meet at this point, I'm telling you, they will show up. But what is missing in Liberia is leadership. The void is there. We have to take advantage of that. So that people, Liberian people, we are accustomed to always looking for somebody to stand up for us. We're always looking for leaders. But once we have people standing up and ready to stand up for the people, they will come out and support the process. Believe me. All they need is encouragement. All they need is trust and confidence to say, you know what, we are not in this all by ourselves. We are in this together with a lot of people from across the globe, United States, Canada, Europe, and Australia, and Africa, in fact. So I think we should not discourage the idea. We should not, be skeptical as to the outcome. Let's be positive about it and see where it goes. I believe we can do a lot, and a lot will happen. So yes.
I wish you. The idea is good, but my experience during this current election with our people, let's see. I can't wait.
All right, my brother. No problem. Thank you so much. We'll see you.
I hope it does.
All right. Incredible Sharif, my man. We're about to leave, my brother. Whoa.
Yeah, just a quick recommendation I have for the program. Can I go come to now?
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, well, thank you for picking my call. Brother Sekou, this is a brilliant idea. I think I remember you brought it up the other time, and we we embrace the idea, and and you got basic. But imagine if this idea works, and we have lawyers and everything in Liberia that we can even solicit, names and signature from districts that our representatives are not working, and petition those representatives, or even go to court and sue the representative, or even go to court and get a 35,000 whatever signature and recall them back. Imagine if you have a diaspora group that can support and hire lawyers in Liberia that will go behind these people. Imagine what we can do.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant idea. I can't wait to be part of this. It's a very, very great idea. It depends if we, the diaspora Liberia, will not get it from mob, or we can support it, because that's the only thing with Liberian people.
No, I think our people are really yearning for it, and I believe we will get support, because even if we forget about it for a minute, there will be one or two people that will come out, and start, and ask us what happened. So it means that people really, really, are yearning to see that broad change, but it takes one man or two, three, or people, the like minds, to start the process, and other people will follow. And I believe we'll be successful. The thing is, you can tell when we open the lines in Liberia
I know. You
and
can
talk
hear
about
them.
this, the
Yeah.
amount of support from across the country, that day when we opened the line for 3 days, the calls from Grand Gide, from Maryland, from Nimba, from Lofa, from Bon County, from Bomi, from Cape Mount, from River G, from Grand Gide, from everywhere around, from every corner of the country, you could see how eager Liberian people are to see some of those reforms. So I think we can do it, and I think Liberian people are ready for it. I'm very optimistic that we can do this, but we will start the process as soon as possible. Mong, back to you before we
Yes,
go.
sir. I think you said it all. Even though the doubt are there, like Mr. Manolo said. But when you open the line, when you take the politics out, that's why we say we will revamp the whole platform and make it more of an educational platform than political. Because we got so many platforms on the internet and on the radio that people talk about politics, and there are tons of people that are just sick of the politics because they keep hearing all the problem and all the problem. How Liberia struggled for the past 40 years and from 1847. The question is, people need solution, and they just want someone, a few people, to take that lead. I think they will buy into this idea, especially, what you are talking about, your perfect description of the scenario you just laid, it's almost like a pressure group and a political action committee. The
Yeah.
political action committee are the financial part, the pressure group is the political side. We want to impact policy, we want change. And the
Yeah.
only way you can come about this change is to come up with policy and idea. And the best way, we're taking out the whole issue of a presidential candidate out, because we have to build a bigger tent. So it's not
Yeah.
about presidential candidate, it's all about putting certain things in place, constitutional reform, legislative reform. These are things that are common to almost everyone in Liberia. They want that, they just don't know how to go about it. And I believe, I keep saying, I say there was a reason I subscribe to SKTV. I monitor all the shows online, and I just believe that this platform, the length and breadth of this platform, I mean, the kind of a leverage we have here to be able to be on the radio. I could care less about how many people tune on to SKTV in terms of the number on social media. The fact of the matter is, we are on the radio, and there is no better way to communicate than on radio. For the fact that your ability can call this platform, we can do great things with this platform. The ideas are here. We got Liberian with tons of ideas. We just need to know how to work together.
Yeah,
That's what I
among
see.
the good news is we are getting back on all the radio stations we used to be on, and even more.
Wow. Can you imagine that?
Yes, we're gonna be all over Liberia.
Yeah.
So everything we're gonna discuss here, Liberian people will hear it from
Yeah.
from the hinterland, from anywhere in the country. People will be hearing, and they'll be able to participate in the process. So we're gonna be recruiting people in all the counties to take down the signature. We're talking about real human being signature with phone number. If you don't have phone number, at least you have an address. We know who you are. We know where you live. Nowadays, a lot of people got phone. But we will do this. Let me take this call and then we can go. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? We're about to leave now. 0306. Hello? Hello? Okay. So that's it for today. Mong, yeah, go ahead and make your closing comment so we can call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for the idea. Thanks for today. I wasn't even sure of the show today, but at least we stayed dating, and we will once again extend our condolences to Steve. I don't know what you got planned in terms of putting resources together for Steve, because we know when it comes of bereavement, we know, especially from back home.
Yeah.
I don't know which day you wanted to set it, and I guess people keep extending their sympathy, and at the end of the day, we'll still do something on SKTV. We'll be looking up to you to hear from you as to how you plan on doing it. But the idea is there, and we'll take it from there. I guess there are great things to come from SKTV for the year 2025. We are not going to be hung up on the politics as usual. We need solution. We need great ideas. We got a lot of people that tune to the show with great ideas from all walks of life, and we just need to put our brains together and little resources together to do something big and meaningful. That's all I can say for today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Monk, and thank you to all of our viewers and followers. And so with respect to Steve's mom, I think they are planning something within the next 2 or 3 weeks in terms of what to happen there. Once they decide what to do, we will, inform the public. But beyond that, it was a little bit disappointing to me yesterday when we said told people to support SKTV every Friday, but we said yesterday was special, so we attached Steve's mom issues to it. Steve didn't ask her to do anything, but we are doing it as a platform. But yet, even those who traditionally support us, we didn't hear from anybody yesterday except 2 people. It was one person when we were on, and then I noticed another person after the show. We can't do that. If we say we are committed to do things for our country, we should be our brothers and sisters keeper. That's how we grow friendship, partnership, relationship, and we become brothers and sisters. But we got to be there for each other at all time. So I want to say thank you to all of you. We'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed, and you have a wonderful day, everybody.
There are things we can do. We bring good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast technology, people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Quality people who willing to serve. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the parents from there. So welcome my life with African.
I lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris, who make on you, I can't ask you if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, and more I know. And you love
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Somalia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale.